to my channel. It's Fabi. So I just want to come on here because I want to share with you all everything that I use, planner wise, notebook wise, devotional, you name it, right? So I use a couple of things that I just started using this. Some of these things I've used, like this one, I've used for a few years already. I've been on it for a few years. But let me start with like the shorter ones. Where's the little pink one? Well, it's not pink, it's gray. This one, I mean brown. So this is, I keep this on here so that I know this is the front, because sometimes I pick it up like this. Anyway, so I want to say in June, a little backstory on this. As you know, I have a little baby. She's 2. So last year, a little after her birthday, she actually had a really bad accident where she fell out our window. She's okay. Thank God, she's fine. She is fine. She's wonderful. She's beautiful. She is healthy. But unfortunately, it was very traumatic for me. And although now it's been a year, I want to say months ago, or actually it hasn't officially stopped realistically, but I sometimes get nightmares from it. And so due to all of that, and like there's been a lot has happened, right? But that was the first, maybe not the first, actually, if I have to be quite honest with you guys. But for now, that was an event that happened, and it just started causing post-traumatic syndrome, I think. I forgot what I started doing therapy. I forgot what she called it. Right now, I'm on pause on it. But when I was seeing her, she recommended me to track my moods, and just kind of see where I was going, because there's days where I am very sad. There's days where I'm happy and I feel like, oh, I'm fine, like I'm at 100, and then it's like 1 week later I could just go back to my downs. And that's just me being completely honest with you guys and being vulnerable. But that's my truth. And so I did a color key. I like to color code. I like all that, So anyways, so it is personal. I haven't really been on this for a while since I stopped seeing my therapist, to be honest. But I found myself a little saddened to see how many times, or what really gets me upset, which in a way was good, because I got to see and track what's getting me frustrated or what's going on, right? So I do have to kind of get back to this. But for now, this is like my shortest that like I said, I just started a month ago. This was like since June. So I have all of June, and we're in July, and I don't think I've written on it since July. I mean, in July. Anyway, that's my mood tracker. Moving forward, I have this one it's just a regular notebook that I have, and my husband and I go to, at our church, there's couples ministry for young adults, and so we're part of that. And we just started going. When did it start? I think it started so in the beginning, I was just I was using this for my daughter when I was doing home studies. And so if you've been following me, I stopped doing home studies. That wasn't for me. And then in April is when the new year started for the class. And so I love going. It's once a month. So we got April, May, June. And like I said, I have this because I take notes. We go, like I said, it's once a month. So July should be coming up possibly next week. But I love it because they give us a theme. So the first one was already, but not yet. They give us verses, and then it's good. You got to really get into, to the word, and just understand how marriage should be. And it's not perfect, but I love the guidance. You get a a couple. The way it's ran is you're with, I'm trying to remember if it's 4 couples. There's like 4 or 5 of us. I'm trying to remember. Anyways, there's like 4 or 5 of us at a table, and we're always with the same people, so that's great because we get to bond and we get to just learn from one another. And we do have like the lead couple that helps us with our own marriage, right? And not like just myself and my husband, but like all of us as a whole. So that's great. So I use that notebook, like I said, I carry with me. And those are like my shorter ones, because it's just, they're not dailies. It's just once in a while. Well, my mood one should be daily, but it hasn't been so far. But yeah. Now let's do my planner. So you guys know I have my planner. I have a weekly. This is just my everyday. I like to track everything on here. I have my my cleaning, what I need to do, what I have done. I check it off. I track it. So it's not really a habit tracker, but like a cleaning tracker. Then I have my meals on here. I have my financial section. I like this. I need to get something for my hobbies, or my hobbies and my goals. So I need to, I'm still adding on to this. So if you've been following me, you know that I just started this planner in July, so I am still adding things, learning. And if you saw my last video, you saw my spread. So yeah, oops. Okay, so this is like every day. Like I like to go on here, check off what I needed to do for the day, remind myself of what's coming up for the week. So this stays on my desk all the time. So yeah, that's that. Now in the mornings, I have these 3 notebooks that I work on every single morning. I start off with my gratitude journal. This was gifted to me from a friend during Christmas. And I love it. It's so dirty. It's very, it's the texture, it's like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, you could feel it. It's like clothy. It's very cloth-like. And so, I don't know where she got it from. Like I said, she gifted it to me. I love it. I really, when she gave it to me, I was like, this is awesome. So amazing of her to give it to me. And so what it is really is, I'll go to a blank page. So it has you can write out your date. It'll have a quote. Sometimes once a week, it gives you like a weekly challenge. It gives you, I am grateful for. Right here, it's supposed to say what would make today great. Well, you can see that one, right? Because my washing isn't as thick. But I found myself kind of not caring to write on that portion of the notebook. So what I did is I just added washi tape, so it's very like bumpy right there. And I just go on with my gratitude. So I write down like everything that I'm grateful for. Every morning I write a positive affirmation, and in the evening. But I will be honest, I tend to do this the next morning. So I'll go back in the morning because it's really quiet. At night, I am doing other things with my kids. So I don't always, sometimes I do. Sometimes I will go and do my reflection at night. But for the most part, it's the next morning. And then I look back. Well, I think back into what I did. What were my highlights of the day. Right? So I thought this was a year. It doesn't say anything. Like sometimes notebooks like they'll have something at the back. Or, like the number of pages. But it doesn't. So I have been using this every day. I probably missed, I don't know, a few days at the beginning of the year. And I did start this in January. So January 1st. And it's getting chunky because I add all the stickers and the washi. And sometimes they're blank. Sometimes they look like this. Where I even add in the middle. Yeah, so I sometimes decorate in advance, like these pages. Yeah, so that's part of my morning gratitude. And then I'll go on to my it's not my devotional, it's more like my morning pages is probably the best way I could describe this. So my husband gave me this for, I think for Christmas. I'm trying to remember if it was Christmas or Valentine's Day. It was like at the beginning of the year. And so he gave it to me, and at first, like when you get a new notebook, you kind of don't know what to use it for. So I don't jump in right away and start writing on it. I kind of put them away and see what to do with them. But when he gifted to me, I had just finished using something else that I was using for my devotional. So these two kind of came in handy, because it was like one was finishing, and then I got this one, and then I was like, oh, I know what I'm gonna do. So I started doing my daily prayers on here. So every day I have my Bible app, and it'll give me the verse of the day. So I'll write it out, and then I'll write a little prayer, or so yeah, that's what these pages are for. Or I mean, like, this is what I use this notebook for. I love the verse that's on here. I like that it's silver. It's very shiny. It's thick paper, so it's beautiful. I love writing on it. And sometimes I just decorate it in advance. And like I said, I just write what I want. I'm just writing from my heart. And lately I have, because at first it was just the verse of the day, and then I would write out, what stuck out to me, do a prayer. But lately, I'm just writing what's on my mind. Like, I'm just finding myself waking up, and if I have something to write out, I just write it out, like it's mine, so I can do whatever I want. And so that's what I've been doing, and I love it. It really helps me. And yeah. Okay, so that's that. Now, lastly, this is my Bible journal, or also known as a war binder. A few years ago, I started using one. When was it? 2022, I think it was. Yeah, so it's been about 2 years. And I started going into learning about how to read the Bible, started watching videos, and I came across this page, Heather Baxter. If any of you have watched her or don't know about her, go check her out. Like, she really taught me a lot and just helped me with learning and understanding deeper than what I knew. I grew up Catholic, so in Catholicism, they don't really teach you, how can I say this? They don't really teach you truth. Like, that's just to be quite honest with you. And I'm sorry if I hurt anyone's feelings, but that's just, yeah. And so I learned a lot about reading, and she talks about having a war binder. And so my first one, actually, let me see if I could get it. Where is it? So my first one, I had this Nike notebook that I got at the Nike store, and a lot happened that year. And I remember I just started decorating here, and my first one was May 14th of 2022. So 2021, something happened, and it's a little too personal. I don't feel comfortable talking about it right now, but it kind of messed up. Like, that's probably where I can say, like, that's where all of my, like, negative thoughts and my hopeless feelings and thoughts and all that started coming into my life. And that was 2021, right? So then, like, 2022, my husband's in an accident, and I'm like, it threw me off, which is weird because it shouldn't have, but it did, right? But I think it just had to do with everything that had happened months prior. So everything just kind of like laid on me, and it was devastating, to be honest. I was pregnant, a lot was going on, and I came across her page, right? So anyway, so this is like, she's talking about Bible journaling and verse mapping and all these things that I have never, ever heard of. And I was intrigued. I was so intrigued. So what did I do? I did it. I followed what she said. I had something for my daughters. I had sermon notes on here. And this lasted me for a really long time. Like, I didn't even finish it. But I think it was because It was November 26th, December. Yeah, I think it was like the end of the year. Yeah. Okay. So it was just like a few pages. So what I did is I just started a new one. So that was like, I love this. I have a section for, like I said, my kids, my husband, my prayers on here, prayer requests. And I like really sorry. I really was on here, and I just, yeah, I don't know how to like express myself right now because it was very emotional. And I think right now with the season I'm going in my life, I probably needed this reminder. And I wasn't even planning on showing you guys this. It was just because I was talking about it. Okay, so anyway, this was my first one. And yeah, so like I said, I started it on May the 4th of 2022. And it went through all the year. And like I said, I started at the mid-year, you know, so it lasted me for a while. And then this is when I got, and then that year of 2022, my husband gave me this one for Christmas. So like I said, it was just perfect. So then I started this one January of 2023. And yeah. And so at the beginning, so the way that I have it, I haven't decorate this one the way that I decorated the first one. But I think it's because it's just so big and chunky. And I think I don't know. I love that there's a cross at the end, at the corner of the page. It's gold. I love her. It's sturdy. So I'll show my tabs. So at the beginning, I just have all my sermon notes. And it's been going on for over a year now because this was 2023. So I'm already in a year and a half in. And I'm still there, you know. So like I said, at the beginning, I have all my sermon notes. So I read a page. Sometimes I take one page. Sometimes I take two. This was today's. Yeah, so, or I mean like Sundays. And then last Sunday. And then, so then from there, I have my Thanksgiving tab. So I write out all the things I'm grateful for, everything that God has given me, showed me. And then from there, I have my prayer requests. So whenever he grants me a prayer, you know, I like to go back and thank him. And even if it hasn't happened, or like what I'm asking for hasn't came to my life, I still find time sometimes to just sit there and just write out everything I'm grateful for, you know. Like, it's always good to reflect on all the good things in your life, and sometimes I need it more than other days. And like I said, this is just me being very vulnerable with you guys, and just, you know, giving you a piece of my heart, really. Like, I'm just letting you in and talking about it. So then this page goes into my marriage one. So I pray over my husband and us, make sure we're good. Then I go to my daughter. So then I just have tabs for my daughters. And then that's it. I was supposed to do like a goal section. I never came up around to it because I didn't know how many pages to give to my girls. So I remember thinking, well, when it's time, I will write it out. But I wish now that I had to the tab, and I hadn't thought about this till right now because I'm like talking about it. I wish I had done it, because then it would be there, right? So it's kind of like, it grabs your attention to do it because the tab is there. And because it's not there, I don't sit there and talk and, you know, write out my goals or anything like that. So I think that's something I'm going to implement sometime this week. But yeah, so I love it. I still have a long way to go. I have a lot of pages still at the end. So even if I'm done over here at the beginning of the book, I could always keep doing my sermon notes at the end. And yeah, I don't know how many more pages I have, but like I said, I'm going on to 2 years now, so love it. So just a little recap. Oh, and then this is my Bible. So, I mean, it's not a journal, right? But my husband actually gave it to me. I didn't have a Bible. So I you know, I write on here, I highlight. So every morning I do my reading. And like I said, I do have the app. So on my app, I do plans that they offer. So it's just good, right? So yeah. Okay, so one last time. So in the morning, I do my devotionals. I do my gratitudes. This one I don't do every day. It's just more of, well, weekly for my sermon notes. And then whenever I'm feeling any type of way, like if I want to write about my marriage, if I want to write into my daughters, if I want to write about how I'm feeling, because sometimes I just want to sit there and just talk to God, and I'm a writer, so I'm gonna sit there and write more than me saying it out loud. So sometimes I'm just sitting here and decorating and just writing. So yeah, so that's more, like I said, it's not daily use, but that's part of my stack. And then my planner, obviously, for my marriage, my ministry, my couples ministry, and then lastly my mood tracker. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. This was something short and sweet, but you guys did get to learn a lot about me, and so I hope that it helps people to put your feelings on paper, put your prayers on paper, and just going, you know, just be honest with yourself and just write it down, because it helps. So yeah, thanks again. See you next time. Bye.